Hey everyone, it's Corey with ShowZone, bringing you our first video of the 2021 season. So, we've been focused really hard on development this year, which you can see by just how awesome the site framework is this year, how fast everything's moving, how everything's always up to date. So, we haven't gotten around to posting a lot of videos this year, but that actually starts today. But before I get started on the exchanges page, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe on this video, and then also check out our social channels, which there are links on the bottom left of the website, and I'll also provide them here in the description for everyone. Now, with the release of Team Affinity Season 2 just yesterday, we launched our exchanges page. This page is the only place where you can find the fastest and most efficient cards to use within those exchanges in the Team Affinity portal and even in the tier-to-tier portal as well. So we wanted to release a quick video to explain the best way to use these to get a huge boost on your Team Affinity grind. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is navigate to your Team Affinity program page on your game and then open up the division that you're most interested in completing first. Once you're opened up into the division, scroll down into the exchanges area, which is really the same area you would look to whenever you're going to exchange in your showdown vouchers, and you'll notice that there are 4 different player exchange tasks that you can perform. They're not repeatable, unfortunately, but 4 different player exchange tasks that you can perform that give you 5, 10, 15, and 30 Team Affinity program points, or 60 total program points for that specific division. Now, if you look back up at the top, those 60 Team Affinity points actually get you that first choice pack, which is crazy. You can get that just through exchanges alone. No showdowns, no grinding in game, literally just exchanging players. Now, what we'll show you in this video is how to use ShowZone's exchange portal to find the best and most efficient exchange options to finish out these Team Affinity points fast. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is open up ShowZone's exchange portal. We'll provide the link right here in the descriptions, that way you can get to it fast, or you could just go to showzone.io and click on exchanges here right on the left side. Now, this page is really your hub for all of your player exchange options. Now, you'll notice here when you open it up, it pulls in everything. You've got commons, you've got bronzes, you've got silvers, you've got free agents, you've got everything possible. So really what you're going to want to do once you open up this portal is really start with filtering. That's really going to be the key to you getting started. Filtering and sorting is going to be the main thing that you're going to want to do in order to find out what works best for you. Now, the filters button is located all the way up on the top right of the page, and that's where you're going to want to filter down to the specific teams that you're interested in exchanging. Now, you noticed in my game that I was mostly interested in actually looking at the AL East. So I'm going to go into the teams and I'm going to filter out to only the AL East. So we're going to go Blue Jays. We're going to go Rays. We're going to go Red Sox. We're going to go Yankees. And who did I miss? And the Orioles. Can't forget the Orioles. Then we're going to come down here to the bottom and we're going to click Apply and click out of the framework. Now you've got a filtered list of all of the players that can potentially be exchanged in that exchanges portal, automatically sorted by how much that they will cost for 25,000 exchange points. Pretty crazy. And then now that I've filtered down, I think I'll actually explain a little bit about what each of these columns means. That way it all makes sense. The first column is the best buy price. So if you're in game, that's the lower price. It's the price that you would normally put a buy order in for. So if Esteban Florial here is a best buy price of 5 stubs, that means that in the game, he's probably at zero best buy price. So you can put in a buy order for 5 stubs and get Esteban Florial. Exchange value is his actual exchange value. So once you open him up or you try to exchange him in that exchanges portal in the game, he's going to exchange for 191 exchange points. Quantity per 25,000. That is the actual number of Esteban Florials that you will need to purchase in order to complete 25,000 exchange points. So if you take 25,000 divided by 191, that should come out to 131 Esteban Florials that you would need to exchange. That's a lot, but that's where we're going to talk about next, using the filters even further to get down to something that makes a little bit more sense. Cost per 25K, that's actually taking the best buy price multiplied by the quantity that you need. So the 131 Esteban Florials multiplied by 5, that's going to cost you 655 stubs only to finish out that first 5 Team Affinity points using that exchange's portal. That's a crazy low amount. Now, if you used Esteban Florial across the entire division, you could complete the entire 60 Team Affinity points buying just Esteban Florials. Now, you're going to need to buy a lot of them for less than 8,000 stubs. That's crazy. So you could get that first pack for 8,000 stubs with not even doing a single showdown. Now, it will take you a good amount of time, and that's why we've added this time per 25,000 metric, which is essentially taking ShowZone's sales per minute data and telling you how fast that card is moving through the market. So how long that it will take you to actually get to that 131 Esteban Florials. So this is basically telling you that it's going to take you about 70 minutes or a little over an hour if you control the entire Esteban Florial market. It's going to take you a little over an hour of buying up 131 Esteban Florials. And then the last column is cost per point. So that's just taking your actual cost of that card divided by the exchange points and telling you roughly what the cost is in terms of stubs per exchange point. So it's a really good kind of efficiency metric telling you what makes the most sense from a cost per exchange point perspective. Now, like I said, I'm not going to be buying over 1,000 Esteban Florials to try to finish my division. I'm somebody that wants to do something a little bit more efficiently, a little bit more fast, not someone that's got a lot of time to sit there and put in over 1,000 orders for a single common. So what we're going to do next is actually filter this list down even further so that way it can get to things that I'm a little bit more comfortable with exchanging. I've got the subs to work with, I can do this. So go over to the filter table again, and this is where you can start filtering by overall. So let's say, for example, I don't want to exchange anything that's lower than a silver. I can come in here to the minimum overall and set that to 75, apply my filters, and there we go. These are the best options that are a silver and above within that division for me to exchange right now, which is pretty amazing. So with Joey Wendell here, obviously he's a gold that was just recently upgraded from a silver to a gold, so that best buy price of 238 isn't really going to make sense for him. So you're going to go down to Aaron Hicks because you can't put in a buy order right now for Joey Wendell. You're going to go down here to Aaron Hicks, and Aaron Hicks right now is the most efficient player. So he's a 76 overall silver, worth 2,400 exchange points, and he's only selling for 117 stubs. So you only need 11 of them to do that first 5 Team Affinity points. And he's only going to cost you right around 12 or 1,300 stubs in total to do that first 5 Team Affinity points. Now, if you want to do him for the entire program and you want to just exchange, Aaron Hicks the whole way, you can just basically take this number and multiply this by right around 12. Because really what you're going to have to do, that's 25,000 exchange points, and you need, like I said earlier, 300,000 exchange points to finish out the entire Team Affinity exchange portion for that 60 Team Affinity points. So you can multiply this number by roughly 12 to get a general idea of how much that it would cost to finish that. Now, Aaron Hicks is so efficient for this AL East Team Affinity program that if we multiply that 12 or 1,300 stubs by 12, that's only about 15,000 stubs to finish the entire program buying silvers, which is not that crazy, and you really only need a little over 100 Aaron Hicks to actually do it that are moving at about, roughly a few per minute, which is crazy. So you could honestly, realistically go through and finish the entire AL East division exchanging only Aaron Hicks in about an hour if you really wanted to. So that's really the key way to use ShowZone's exchanges portal. Again, all of these metrics are here to help you if you want to sort by time and just say, hey, look, I just don't have the time to do it. I want to find one of the most efficient cards that's moving quickly. Bam, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 26,000 exchange points. You only got to buy one of them to do that first exchange, and then you can just keep buying more. You only need, again, 12 of them to finish out that 300,000 exchange points. You only need 12 of them, so you can just buy a bunch of Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s that are moving really fast. He just got upgraded. You can buy a bunch of them, and you can finish out that program almost immediately just because he's moving so quickly. Well, I hope you guys found that helpful, and feel free to shoot us a like and a subscribe. Like I said, follow us on our social channels, which again are linked on the bottom left of the website, or they're also linked within the description of the video. And then also leave us a comment too if there's any other, more efficient ways that you found to do some of these exchanges or to manage some of these Team Affinity programs to get them done quick. Thanks everyone, and happy grinding.